There is a world in our solar system so strange, so impossibly beautiful, that even NASA scientists struggle to find words for it. A planet so large, over 700 Earths could fit inside it, yet it would float on water like a beach ball. Welcome to Future Simulation. Tonight, we explore Saturn, the most visually stunning planet in the known universe.
Stay until the end, because what you're about to discover about this world will genuinely shock you.
And yes, one of these facts involves something that happened to Saturn just 100 million years ago. Let's go.
Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun, sitting about 886 million miles away. Light from the Sun takes 80 minutes to reach it.
Saturn's diameter is 72,000 miles, nearly 10 times the width of Earth, and yet its gravity at the cloud tops is only 1.06 times Earth's gravity.
Here's the mind-blowing part. Saturn is the least dense planet in the solar system. Its density is 0.687 grams per cubic centimeter, less than water.
If you could find a bathtub big enough and somehow fill it with water, Saturn would float. No other planet can say that. Saturn travels around the Sun at about 21,000 miles per hour. But because of its enormous orbit, one Saturn year equals 29.5 Earth years. A day on Saturn lasts only 10 hours and 33 minutes. This makes it the second fastest rotating planet. That rapid spin creates a visible bulge at Saturn's equator. The planet is nearly 8,000 miles wider from side to side than from pole to pole.
Now, the rings, the most iconic feature in the entire solar system. But here's what most people don't know about them.
Saturn's rings stretch nearly 175,000 miles across, but they are barely 30 feet thick in most places.
The rings are made of billions of pieces of ice and rock, ranging in size from a grain of sand to chunks as big as a house.
There's a massive gap in the rings called the Cassini division. It is about 3,000 miles wide. It looks empty, but it actually contains dust and small rocks. Saturn doesn't have just one ring. It has 7 main ring groups, labeled A through G. Each one has a different density, age, and composition.
Tiny moons called moonlets orbit inside the rings, and they create enormous wave patterns, like boats creating wakes in the ocean. How old are the rings? For decades, scientists assumed they were ancient, billions of years old. Then, NASA dropped a bombshell announcement. Scientists believe a moon or comet got too close to Saturn, was torn apart by gravity, and its debris became the rings we see today.
The rings are new, astronomically speaking. They formed only 100 to 400 million years ago, when dinosaurs still roamed the Earth.
And here's the worst part. Saturn is losing its rings. They're being pulled into the planet at a rate that means they could disappear in 100 million years. Saturn has more moons than any other planet in the solar system, 146 confirmed moons as of 2024, and scientists are still finding new ones. The most famous is Titan, the second largest moon in the solar system. And it's unlike anything else we've ever seen. Titan has lakes, rivers, and rain, but not water. The liquid on Titan is methane, liquid natural gas, at -290 degrees Fahrenheit. NASA's Dragonfly mission, launching in 2028, will send a drone to fly through Titan's thick atmosphere, like a helicopter on another world. Titan's atmosphere is denser than Earth's, with 4 times the atmospheric pressure at the surface. You wouldn't need a pressure suit to walk there. Then there's Enceladus, a tiny moon completely covered in ice. It's one of the most reflective objects in the solar system. From Enceladus's south pole, enormous geysers shoot water vapor and ice crystals hundreds of miles into space, every single day. Beneath that ice, a liquid water ocean, with hydrothermal vents on the seafloor. Scientists believe this is one of the best places to search for alien life.
This is Mimas, a real moon of Saturn, and this is the Death Star from Star Wars. Separated by reality and fiction, yet their resemblance is absolutely uncanny.
Hyperion is one of the weirdest moons we've ever seen. It's shaped like a potato, covered in deep holes, and it tumbles chaotically. Iapetus has a striking feature. One hemisphere is jet black, the other is bright white. Scientists still debate exactly why. A moon called Pan orbits inside the rings themselves, and its shape is like a flying saucer. Its gravitational pull carves a clean gap in the ring around it. Two shepherd moons, Prometheus and Pandora, use gravity to keep the F-ring tightly wound, preventing it from spreading into space. Saturn's atmosphere is a churning, violent world of ammonia clouds, ice crystals, and winds that never stop. Earth's strongest hurricanes top out at 200 miles per hour. But on Saturn, wind speeds reach 1,100 miles per hour. Saturn makes them look gentle. At Saturn's North Pole, a perfect geometric storm rages. This hexagon has existed for at least 40 years. Each of its sides is over 8,000 miles long.
Scientists don't fully understand why it's a hexagon. It's a standing wave in the jet stream, and when it changes color with the seasons, it adds to the mystery.
Saturn has lightning, but not like ours. Saturnian lightning bolts can be 1,000 times more powerful than the strongest lightning on Earth.
The South Pole has its own monstrous storm, a warm vortex that acts like a reverse hurricane, with no eye wall. It's completely unique in the solar system.
Saturn's visible clouds are made of ammonia crystals. Deeper down, the clouds turn to water and ammonium hydrosulfide. Beneath the clouds, pressure increases dramatically. Eventually, hydrogen gas becomes liquid, then metallic. This metallic hydrogen generates Saturn's magnetic field. Saturn's magnetic field is nearly perfectly aligned with its rotation axis. This is something no other planet in the solar system can claim. It baffles scientists to this day. Like Earth, Saturn has auroras at its poles, but these are powered by the solar wind interacting with its massive magnetic field. They glow in ultraviolet light. Saturn radiates more than twice as much heat into space as it receives from the sun. This internal heat comes from helium rain.
Helium rain. Inside a gas giant, tiny droplets of helium, condensing and falling through layers of liquid hydrogen. It sounds like science fiction, but it's real.
To truly understand Saturn, we have to talk about the greatest space mission in history. At least for Saturn lovers. The Cassini-Huygens mission.
Launched in 1997, Cassini took 7 years to reach Saturn. Arriving in 2004, it spent 13 years rewriting the textbooks. In January 2005, the Huygens probe parachuted down through Titan's thick atmosphere, completing the first landing in the outer solar system. Huygens sent back images of rounded pebbles on Titan's surface. It was like looking at a riverbed on another world, a frozen snapshot of history. In 2015, the Cassini spacecraft flew directly through the plumes. It detected water, salts, and complex organic molecules. These are the essential ingredients for life. Cassini completed 293 orbits around Saturn. It flew by Titan 127 times. It discovered it transformed our understanding of the outer solar system. But the most dramatic moment came on September 15, 2017. NASA chose to crash Cassini into Saturn, rather than risk contaminating Enceladus with Earth bacteria.
Signal lost. Goodbye, friend.
She gave us everything.
Cassini discovered that Enceladus has a liquid ocean. It found that Titan has a complex chemistry, and that Saturn's rings are far younger than we thought.
Cassini captured a humbling image: Earth through Saturn's rings. A pale blue dot, all of human civilization. In that image, planet Earth is just a tiny speck, home to all 8 billion of us, between the rings of feel something. And now, with Cassini gone, NASA is planning the next chapter, the Dragonfly mission to Titan, and proposals for an Enceladus orbiter to search for life.
Here's a fact that's almost too big to understand. Saturn's mass is 95 times the mass of Earth. If you crushed every other planet together, they'd still be smaller.
Saturn's gravity is so powerful, it has captured dozens of moons, some of them former comets and asteroids, that wandered too close and never escaped. There's a zone around Saturn called the Roche limit. Cross it, and tidal forces become so strong that any solid object gets torn apart and added to the rings. Saturn's equatorial bulge is extreme. At the equator, you'd be 3,700 miles farther from its center than at the poles.
Saturn's actual color is a pale golden yellow. This is much more muted than NASA's enhanced images. The vivid images are processed to show cloud detail. Imagine standing inside Saturn's ring system. Towering ice and rock stretch forever. This view would fill your entire sky. The Cassini division is 3,000 miles wide. That's the distance from Los Angeles to New York. But against the rings, it's just a thin line.
What would Saturn look like without the rings? Stunning research has shown it would still be the second largest planet, but visually, it would be almost unrecognizable to us.
Saturn isn't the only ringed planet. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune all have rings, but they're thin, dark, and nearly invisible. Saturn's rings are in a league of their own.
Saturn is tilted on its axis by 26.7 degrees, very similar to Earth's 23.5-degree tilt. This means Saturn has seasons, each one lasting more than 7 Earth years.
So what would actually happen if a human traveled to Saturn? Let's break it down, because it's both incredible and terrifying.
With current rocket technology, a trip to Saturn takes 6 to 7 years. You'd spend longer getting there than most college programs take to complete.
You cannot land on Saturn. There is no surface. As you descend through the atmosphere, pressure and temperature increase until your spacecraft is simply crushed and melted.
At the cloud tops, the temperature is minus 210 degrees Fahrenheit. But deeper down, it climbs past 21,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than the surface of the sun. Some scientists have proposed floating habitats, like blimps, that could operate in Saturn's upper atmosphere, where the pressure is survivable. Titan is the best candidate for human colonization in the outer solar system. It has weather, a thick atmosphere for radiation protection, and Titan's gravity is only 14% of Earth's surge, meaning you could strap wings to your arms and literally fly under human power in its thick atmosphere. Flying under your own power, over a methane sea, it's physics. A human-powered aircraft on Titan is genuinely possible. The future of Saturn exploration is more exciting than ever. NASA and ESA are both proposing missions to return to the Saturnian system in the 2030s and beyond. An Enceladus orbiter could fly through the geysers and look specifically for signs of microbial life in the water plumes. We could know within decades if we're not alone.
Launched in 2028, Dragonfly will land on Titan. It will spend years studying its prebiotic chemistry. This environment may reveal how life began on Earth.
Years, our sun will expand as it transforms into a massive red giant. Saturn's icy outer moons may finally warm up, briefly turning them into habitable worlds.
But the rings will be long gone by then. They're already vanishing. What you're seeing when you look at Saturn through a telescope right now in planetary history. To exist at the exact right time in the solar system's history to see Saturn at its most beautiful. Future beings, if there are any, may never see those rings at all. And that's what makes Saturn so special. Not just the science, that the universe is ancient, ever-changing. Saturn, the ringed wonders on water, a moon that may harbor life, rings that are younger than the dinosaurs, and one of the greatest space missions ever flown.
If this blew your mind, smash that subscribe button. We cover Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, black holes, and the edge of the universe. New episodes every week on Future Simulation. Next on Future Simulation, we're going to Uranus, the planet that spins on its side. It rains diamonds. It has the coldest atmosphere. You won't want to miss it.